Well, hello, everybody.
Hello. Thank you for checking in with us today on Time Warp Tuesdays.
It is St. Patrick's Day week, so you should have a green mask on.
I should, but we don't have any.
We don't have any green masks. I don't know why. We're Time Warp. We should have a green mask.
Hello?
What is the matter with me?
I know, that makes no sense.
I'm telling you, it's craziness.
We need this for a mask. I bet people would wear them.
I bet, well,
like the shirts.
On
too.
the shirts, like when I did the one when
everything
like
is backwards, yeah.
Hi, Ruth. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Ruth. Thank you for joining us.
So today we have a really cool guest. Unruly Uly is here this month. Again for this month.
Yes.
I'm excited about it. We're going to talk about his comic books, and we're going to talk about other stuff in the store as well. But before we get started with him, we've got to talk about St. Patrick's Day.
You were green.
I know, it's Thursday already. St. Patrick's Day. What's after that? Easter. Time is flying, I'm telling you.
That's all I've been thinking about, how fast it flies.
You can see Spider-Man through here.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. You can see Spider-Man up there.
See that?
Hi, everybody. How about some hearts?
Hi,
Who's all on here?
Yeah,
So, there's a bunch of Ruths and Ty.
Ruth, and Ty. Hi,
Ruth and Ty.
I'm not going to get my face up close today, so I'm going to just say, I don't know, because I'm always doing this, and I feel silly.
Oh, so what?
Hi, Gary. Thanks for tuning in, you guys.
Well, we're happy that you do it all the time. Are you kidding?
Well, thank you.
I think it's fantastic.
Well, good. Oh, we got some hearts. Thank you.
So, we had a couple people tell us that we overtalk each other.
Look at
and you know what? That's us. We overtalk each other, right?
We do.
And we should.
I'm really bad. I need to work on it.
And we're learning that it's a Michigan thing.
It is a Michigan thing. And I grew up with that.
That's what everybody's telling us, and I don't understand.
Yeah, and I'm trying really hard not to talk over
She doesn't need to be. Because we love it the way we do it.
Thanks. And look at, we got thumbs up.
Yes, we love it the way we do it. So, yeah. I can't believe that things, time's flying.
So is everyone excited that winter's pretty much over and we're going to be like in the 60s and 70s next week?
Well, it's 70 on Thursday.
What's everyone going to do? Are they going to come to
Crazy,
Time Warp?
I love it. So who's on here? Oh, my mom's on. She's watching.
Hi,
Terry. Hi, Terry.
Hi,
Hope.
Terry.
Hi, Hope. And Gary.
Yay.
So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff to talk about. I'm going to go grab something real quick and show you that's green.
That sounds good.
And then in a minute, we're going to bring on Unruly Uly, because I know you're all waiting for him. See, look, hearts already.
Thank you. Oh, hearts and thumbs for Uly. Woo! So, I think some people should come in on St. Patrick's Day wearing their the green best dressed, and shop for some cool stuff. Get some cool green glasses, get some clothes. Who's giving us?
Say your name, hearts and thumbs go up.
Look at all the hearts.
I know, right? So I just brought a few things to show you for St. Patrick's Day because we need to get into talking with Uly. But look at these Balik. So Balik from Ireland. So look at these. Aren't they beautiful? It's got the clover on it.
Very, very beautiful. And kind of
I
Celtic.
love Balik.
Is it like a Celtic design or like?
Well, it's not a Celtic. No, it's a
Celtic?
clover.
Oh no, I meant like on the.
Oh no! Well, I don't think it's actually Celtic or Clonard sign, but Celtic would be Irish.
Is it? Okay.
Or you can have your Irish coffee with a little, it is St. Patrick's Day, so you got to add a little booze to it, apparently. And if you do,
don't drive.
Another coffee cup, Irish coffee.
Oh,
everything is Irish coffee.
Who is doing all
Somebody.
that?
I know. It's craziness.
This is the most hearts and things that we've gotten ever. Look at all of them. They're just like nonstop. What's going on?
I don't know. I love it though.
I love it. It makes me super happy. Thank you so much.
And it makes me happy that we're not breaking up and going all crazy and everything. So
hi, Crystal. Thanks
so
for joining.
I'm going to tell you, we will be conscious over talking over each other.
I'm trying very
But we're not
hard.
going to change because this is us, and this is the whole point of doing these live without scripted is to be who we are.
Right. And I get a little excited. Oh, thanks for lots of hearts
I know.
for that. I get very excited, so I have to like reel it in or raise my hand.
And I won't script it because it's all about being natural.
Right.
I speak for Mad, and I'm up in front of hundreds of people, and I never script anything. It's all got to be natural because to me, natural is honesty.
It is. You're being true to yourself and true to everyone else. You guys, I cannot believe all the hearts and the little care signs and smiley faces and thumbs up. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Vicky and Joe and Crystal, also for tuning in.
We got a whole bunch of 80s toys in.
Oh, you got to come in.
I know.
Castle Grayskull. Can I hold
Yes,
it?
just hold it up there and then we'll...
Speaking of green...
You know what that is?
Oh, yeah, it's from He-Man.
See?
Speaking of green, this is from He-Man from the 80s. Castle Grayskull, right? Look at that.
Hey, step back for a minute. So, Uly, come here for a minute. Come on here. I haven't formally introduced you yet, but Yuli's here.
Yes,
What
I'm
is
here.
this?
This is Castle Grayskull from the He-Man. Look at all the hearts. Seriously.
Look at this. I'm
Every
telling
time
you.
I step on screen.
They
So,
love you.
this is Castle Grayskull from He-Man Masters of the Universe. I have to admit, I literally don't know a thing about Masters of the Universe.
Well, that's okay because you knew that much about
Yuli,
it.
it's nonstop.
And
Look
he
at
knew
you,
that much
Yuli.
about it.
So
These are all Masters of the Universe.
So they
in
got a
here.
ton of Masters of the Universe. It's in a case because Taiwan.
Well, that's okay, Uly, because you're 12 years old, and this came out in 1987 when I was 1982.
Yeah.
When I was 12.
Yes.
You weren't even thought of. Your father was only 10 years old.
Yeah, I actually have watched
Right?
the original first Godzilla that came out in 1950s. I have it on Criterion Collection.
See?
My
The
grandpa-
Godzilla.
Yep.
Cool. So I'm going to formally talk about now, introduce, because his father's here too, Jason.
Yes.
And
come on screen.
Yuli. So let's give some hearts. Let's give some thumbs up for Yuli. Unruly Uly. I know you already did once, but
Yeah.
let's see more.
Tons. Oh, look at it. It was nonstop.
Where's the rest of them?
It's
Oh, there they
are.
Look at that. Show some love. So
Okay.
Yuli has brought some more of his great comic books. So tell us your comic book page on Instagram
Okay.
again.
So this is probably the most important thing you'll hear in this entire episode. Okay,
See, listen
so
to this.
my Instagram account is T-Rex, T-R-E-X_roar, ROAR_comics. And this is spelled with an S, not an X like they do modern comics, but COMICS. That is my Instagram account, and you can go there and there's some hilarious. Oh, and what do you guys think of my shirt? Groucho Marx.
Woo! Represented.
What's your favorite Groucho Marx movie?
Well, you mean like a movie Groucho Marx is in?
Yeah.
Marx Brothers movie? Animal Crackers. My favorite.
Animal Crackers.
And actually,
So are you suggesting we should check it out?
you guys should definitely check out Animal Crackers. Of course, I am lucky enough that my father is a huge Marx Brothers fan. And my mother was so gracious to buy me this. Marx Brothers Restored on Blu-ray. Now, it's a non-stop flow of hearts.
I know.
As it should be.
Thank you.
So, these are their movies. This is only 4 of them. I have every single movie. Sorry.
So they can all see you.
Coconuts, Animal Crackers, which is the one I was telling you about. Monkey Business, Horse Feathers, and Duck Soup. Duck Soup I would also recommend you check out because it is hilariously
Soup.
funny. And you know what's funny about Duck Soup is it actually has, there's literally a part where they all go to war and they have this big song and dance scene, which the Marx Brothers were Jewish, and this came out around World War II, so.
Wow.
Oh, that's actually a good
Yeah, that's
point.
a really good point.
That's actually a very good point.
Because
We discussed some of the details.
Yeah.
stuff when we
I'm
talked
not
about
sure
these
if you
movies.
know it, but Groucho danced on Hitler's grave.
Wow.
And nobody
Is that a
laughed.
fact?
That's an actual fact.
Yeah.
Of the building.
So Groucho was out. He was going to visit his Jewish grandmother, and so he asked them to take him to the place where Hitler's bunker was, where it's all rubble now. And so he went up and he started dancing on it, and nobody there laughed. That's an actual true story.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
did he stop dancing then?
Thank God he's
That's an
survived
interesting.
it.
See, I learned something from him all the time.
I do
And I
too.
It's
learned it
crazy.
from Dad.
There you go.
So
So, what's this? The kid?
this is even older than this came out in the 1920s.
Probably.
Charlie Kid. This actually came out before the Marx Brothers and before Walt Disney, so really long ago. Charlie Chaplin. It is a silent film because they didn't have sound back then. And if you, because like not only is it black and white, they don't have any sound, so be sure to constantly see, the cue cards or the sound cards on there. So it's a This is probably my favorite Charlie Chaplin. In fact, it's the only Charlie Chaplin
Move
film
this
I've
way so
seen.
they can see.
I have a question for you, Uly. So when you watch those silent films, do they use a lot of expression in like their bodies besides just
They rely on physical humor.
Gotcha.
See,
Or
no.
like the drama?
Mhm.
Like if it's really dramatic, are they just like
Yeah.
One of the things,
over exaggerating with like their emotions and things
Yes.
like that? Okay.
one of the things I have to say is you touched on something that is near and dear to my heart, and that's physical comedy.
Yes.
Love
Because one of the Marx brothers, Harpo Marx,
it. Mhm.
one of his best friends is Lucille Ball, who is the
Our favorite.
genius. Oh, they can see me. Is the genius behind one of the geniuses behind physical comedy.
Yes, definitely.
And from what I understand, she is one of the only ones that Harpo Marx actually gave the okay to copy him,
That's amazing.
to be him,
I love that.
like the Mirror
Mhm.
episode.
They actually have, if you look up Groucho, if you look up Marx Brothers Lucille Ball, it'll probably come up. They actually have one in color. I watched it. It's
Ooh.
Oh,
hilarious.
I've seen the color one. It's awesome.
And Duck Soup does actually, that's what inspired the mirror scene.
Hmm.
Oh, I'll have
Duck
to
Soup
watch it.
inspired the mirror scene because there's a part where Groucho and Harpo are both dressed up as the same, and they're all doing the. It's really
Sounds
funny.
wonderful. Uly, can you tell me who's on there? And just say hi and thanks for tuning in.
Okay,
Oh,
Vicky.
Okay. Vicky
Okay.
and
Are they asking
Kathy.
questions?
Okay, she said I remember that episode. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a
great.
good episode. Also, one of my favorite actresses, Bette Midler, they used that as an inspiration for the big business scene with her and Lily Tomlin. So, as well. So, show us some of your comics.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know people are dying to see them.
Well, before I say, do you want me to say my Instagram account?
Yes,
again?
do it again.
Okay.
Always say it.
Because I don't have all the comics here, so before we do, you should check out my Instagram account. My Instagram account, no time to write it down, but T-Rex, T-R-E-X _ roar, R-O-A-R _ comics, C-O-M-I-C-S. That's my Instagram account. You can go check it out. I have all my comics posted up there. Sometimes I have a story, but not often. I had one where I made a Lego Dopey Dad little Dopey Dad set, and it says plot twist. Instead of drawing, I built with Legos. So
Yay! That's
So,
awesome.
are you going to show any?
Yeah, show one.
sure.
Yeah.
My new Trapper Keeper, which I
Look at
use
this.
for my comics.
Look how, no,
He's
pay
very
note
organized.
to the organization here.
He's getting so many hearts.
So
So
sadly,
let's back up a little bit so they can see.
so
Yeah.
Hold it.
Yeah. Why don't you hold it for him?
Dopey Dad. This one is 2036 yearbook, and it says problem with clone school. Student of the year, Jimmy. I feel like I should put it closer so they can see it.
They can see it.
And so it's it's everybody looking the same.
You just
Oh,
have that
he's
covering
going
what
school.
you're saying.
Yes.
So,
My teacher won't
What
let
you're
me
saying.
draw in school. Uli's drawing on his math book. Artistic censorship means I'm over the mark. And he's drawn all over the math book and over his notebooks.
your drawings are getting really, really
Yeah.
good.
You're
That's
getting
one of my
good.
older ones.
Mhm.
Did you guys see this one? This is Barnabas, my dog. He is loyal and a good companion, except when he's not. And he's all ripped up. He's got crutches.
I love that you put it on his
Aw.
sweater.
Yeah, bad dog, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one, which is, it's a bit of a darker joke. If you have seen the one where I asked my parents for a phone and they gave me like a really vintage phone. So ring, hey guys, today's joke is, oop, one sec. Yes, hello, Mr. Edison. The phone's working great. All right, bye. Now, as I was saying, now the joke behind that is that Thomas Edison actually thought you could talk to the spirits through a phone.
Really? It was
Did you need a phone?
spirits? I didn't know it was
Did you need the
spirits.
phone? Do you know how to work this phone?
Yeah.
Look at the hearts and stuff you're getting.
It's
See,
like-
look at that. He
it's
even knows how
like
to work the phone.
non-
Yes.
Stop her.
No, Charles Schultz, I didn't steal your joke.
Very good.
This is one of my mom's favorites. So it's like the Arthur, the Stone and the Sword. And so he's holding up a pencil, and there's this rock with a, one of the old-fashioned pencil sharpeners. With a sharpened pencil and a superior mind, I shall challenge the narrative.
No.
Go grab a job.
It's been nonstop.
Those are awesome.
This one is something that...
And are all of those on your Instagram?
All of these are on my Instagram. Dopey Dad. Deviled Egg.
I love that
Christian
one.
egg.
I love that egg. I love that one. It's so cute.
One more.
Let me see if I can find a real funny one. There's the... I asked my parents for a phone.
Oh, and that's what you got.
Let me see.
At least it's not a payphone.
Did you know I actually have this phone in real life? I have this in my room.
That's cool.
I got it for like $70.
Yeah.
I have one
collector's.
too.
So I have a couple questions for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so
So,
much, Julie.
Go. Make sure you guys go to
Should I
his
say it again?
his Instagram page, which he's going to tell you again what it is.
3 times. 3 times the charm, so I'll probably get, 200 subscribers if I'm lucky.
Let's do
Okay.
it. Let's do it. 200.
Yes, do it.
Okay.
Tell all your friends.
Tell all of your friends. Okay. T-Rex Roar Comics. T-R-E-X _roar ROAR _ comics. And so COMICS.
And
Awesome.
underscore is the bottom line.
Yeah, it's not the one where it's like comics. It's
Yeah.
So, he
So,
wants to ask you some
Yuli, I have a
questions.
question for you. So we ask people who watch for, questions and stuff they want to talk about, and I got a lot of questions wanting to know what you thought about vintage items in general. Like, would you go to a vintage store and shop, and if you did, what would you buy?
if I went to a vintage store, I really like to collect comic books, toys, and Time Warp has a ton of this horror Halloween stuff. Yes, this is sponsored. They have a ton here.
Yes, this is sponsored. So, outside of,
Like with this, I would buy this as well because
what did you do?
Shake your hand.
You put it up in your hand and you shake.
So what I did was I went like this and I said, Nicole,
Back up
may
so
I
they can
shake
see
your
you.
hand?
Mhm.
And so there's a lot of really cool stuff at Time Warp.
So why
So
do
not
you think
just-
other kids your age should come and shop secondhand goods?
Because I feel like you don't really know what you're missing because there's a lot to discover. Nowadays, people are really looking for, they're really searching for creativity. And you'll notice they constantly make Lego sets. They constantly are making scenes that aren't even from the movie. But I feel like with vintage stuff, you get an idea of, that first-hand stuff. Like with this.
Very good.
Not sure where it went.
Where are you
But
pointing
it
at?
was a Lego identifier.
They're down there, the ones you
The
did.
Jurassic World.
Oh, the card?
Oh.
Yeah. So this is you would buy this Lego set and it's Jurassic World and it's like they've done it so many times. Jurassic World Dominion, I'm gonna see that. But look at this. Jurassic World employee card. $8, but look, you literally get to put your name in. It's a real identification
And
card.
it's original from the original movie.
And
Right.
so
How
you aren't
cool.
going to find much of that stuff anymore, but I feel like you come to Time Warp, you look around, it's like they have mechs, they have these tanks, all sorts of action figures. It's a really cool experience.
So over the toys and things that you bought when you were younger, like the toys, do they break easily?
They don't break.
Not the vintage, the new.
They do break sort of easily. I mean,
So do you think vintage and antique items are made better than...
I feel like they're still the same quality of toy. Vintage toys actually may break a little easier because they're older. If they're more exposed to the weather,
Okay.
or if they're less exposed to air. If they're sort of exposed to air, they're supposed to be kind of weaken.
Mhm.
But new toys as well. People are trying to conserve materials as much as they can. You have biodegradable stuff. But I still say that vintage toys are cool. Although
Do you think that a toy that you buy today from, let's say, there's no more toy stores, are there?
Whistle Stop.
No, well, Whistle Stop buys better quality stuff. So, if you buy a toy made in China,
Yeah, a dollar store maybe.
dollar store maybe,
Not as good. quality.
do you think that it would last long enough for your grandkids to be able to play with it?
No, you would seriously. It would probably be scratched up, scuffed up. It would not
If it's even still there.
If it's even still there, because the thing with toys today is they break very easily. Although they're cheap materials, because they use cheaper materials today. But with vintage toys, I mean, look at this. I feel like this is a lot firmer than what you would see for an animal toy, and I feel like I'm not sure, if
I think what you're saying. I'm getting what you're saying.
They
It
would
makes
help
a
him.
lot of sense.
Help him out.
because this isn't. You would see this, and it would be because people are focused on Pop It Fidget. I don't know when we got into Pop It Fidget. I mean,
So what I think you're trying to say is there's more uniqueness to older
Yeah.
toys. There's more creativity to older toys.
Yeah.
Older toys, older items outside of toys
How
will
did
last longer.
how did we go to
More
this to like,
durability.
oh, pop this for hours instead of helping your parents because trust me, this is the funnest thing you could ever do. And it's like with this, you wouldn't get this anymore because not only because it's vintage, but because it's not as good of a quality as you're getting in the olden days.
So what you're saying is that the toys today, the fidget spinners and stuff like that, have no imagination.
Yeah.
Whereas the older toys, you use your imagination. I read it.
Oh, you
You
did.
use your imagination, and is that what you're saying? That type of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So because that would drive me nuts. A fidget spinner
Yes.
over time would drive me nuts.
Yes.
See, they love you. Look
Yeah,
at that.
Yes.
it's been nonstop.
So I am asking him things that I'm kind of hitting him with items, and he's doing a great job.
you do. Yeah.
You really
Try
are.
not to stutter.
Oh, that's
you're
okay.
good.
See, part of not being scripted is we're acting human
Mhm.
and being ourselves.
We just want to know
So
your
tell me about.
perspective.
So we're here with books,
Yes.
and I know you're a big reader,
Yes.
Right?
I am a very big reader.
right? So, So why should somebody who's 12 years old come into a vintage or antique store and buy one of the older books,
Cause
or even a new book at a library? It doesn't matter. Books general.
that's a great question, Jason. Can I have a minute to think, please?
Absolutely.
Uh.
So while you think, I'm going to ask Dad a question.
Okay.
Jason,
Yeah.
he's the big book person. So how come you love books so much?
Well, I love books just because
Come over so they can see.
they've always been a way to escape. Books are educational,
You get out of the way.
entertaining. Depending on the time period and what the books are about, you've got a wide range of experiences and interests. As a bookseller and big box chain for a number of years, we were really concerned with getting the product out, really concerned with putting reading materials in people's hands, really trying to kind of express what was worth reading versus other stuff. As I've gotten more and more into vintage books and kept the books from my childhood, the things that you start to realize is that the things you really keep are the ones that capture your heart. As a vintage book dealer, a lot of times the cover does make the book for me. You can judge the book by its cover because that's one of the reasons you're picking it up. It seems strange to say, but it's actually quite delightful. I think the other thing you'll
It's
realize...
the only time you can judge a book by its
That's
cover.
exactly
Right,
right.
exactly.
And finding old favorites that have a different edition or old favorites that maybe were published by a different company. I think the other thing, to Yuli's point, to Jason's point, is that books from 50 years ago were made to last. They are going to be around for a lot longer. The stuff that you're picking up at the supermarket, the stuff that you're picking up someplace else, it's there for a read. It's there for maybe 10 or 20 years on your shelf, but it's not going to have the staying power. It's not going to last like some of the older books. I've got books from the 1900s, books from the 1800s that I look at sometimes. I'm amazed that they're still in as good a condition as they are.
And that is
So,
just mind-blowing.
it is
like, how
mind-blowing.
the quality.
Should we-
Meant to last was
I
something
know,
different,
right?
you know?
Yeah.
So one of the things about books, because I'm a big reader too, I
Yeah.
read like
I have
crazy.
the answer as well.
Okay, give me 1 second. Imagination.
Yes.
Okay, so you can read a book, read Jaws. We've all seen the movie, right?
Yep.
When you choose to see the movie before, and instead of reading the book, somebody else is creating the imagination for you.
Yes.
Right.
You are enjoying somebody else's thoughts.
Yes.
Whereas when you read the book, your imagination is your characters.
Yep.
You create the characters in your head based on what they're written.
Yep.
You create the setting. That I mean, it's all how you see it.
Yep.
When you watch a movie first, or when you allow somebody to tell you about it versus reading, then you are going based solely on what they thought about the book, not what you thought about the story.
I think a film version definitely captures somebody's vision
absolutely.
of what it was when they saw
it.
it.
And it is entertaining.
But I'll tell you, I love Peter Jackson. I love Orlando Bloom. When I read The Lord of the Rings, I had a very different idea in my head of what Legolas was and what he looked like.
I love this.
Not
the
to say I'm
hearts and thumbs only
disappointed,
show up
but
when he's here.
Get back over
I need
there.
your face in there.
So,
But there are many instances like that where if you are told the story, if you experience the story firsthand, you've got a better idea in your mind or the suggestion to you and where you're coming from. And that's one thing that a reader brings to a book is their own experience and their own ideas.
And don't get me wrong, sometimes it can ruin the movie for you. But the book is sometimes better.
Yes.
Go ahead.
To Jason's point, the Hunger Games, they left so much stuff out of the book. And, I mean, the movie was okay, but then again, like, you're thinking about how the characters look in your mind. And some of this they captured, but, like, the mutts from the movie, I feel like they could have done a better job that didn't look like in the book. Okay, I'm answering the question. Why would somebody my age go into a vintage store and look at these books? Well, there were a lot more fresh ideas, and the people nowadays are more focused. Like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, they're focused on keeping it going and what'll make them enough money. Back in the day, it was people saying, you know, I have a great idea for a book. I'm going to write it and see what people think of it. And you end up with stuff like the Swiss Family Robinson.
Oh my God.
Favorite book in the whole world.
I have to
He's not been
confess.
to Disney.
I have to confess, I don't really want to read the book, so I'll watch the movie. But I'm not going to be one of those people who say, "Oh, you can't read DC. You have to read, what is it, Winnie the Pooh." But Winnie the Pooh is good. You should give it a try. You have to read Robin Hood, but you should totally read DC and Robin Hood because.
But he also reads old books too.
Right.
And the thing with older books is there were a lot more fresh ideas floating around than there are today. Because it's like, people, if you say, hey, I have this great idea for a character, if you're a kid and you don't even know anything else about all these other characters, I have a great idea for this guy who's in this big steel armor and he can shoot energy blast. Marvel will say, hey, we already have a character in a big suit of armor who shoots energy blast. There aren't any fresh ideas to go around anymore.
He's absolutely right.
Yeah.
I have a few characters who I'm not going to share them with you because probably somebody's going to steal my idea.
So
But I have a few great ideas for
Future
characters,
entrepreneur.
and I started looking around, and I'm like, oh, Sleep Dweller, one of my characters, is a lot like Moon Knight in the costume, and it's where are you going to get any fresh ideas anymore? I was lucky to get Dopey Dad and not get copyrighted by Bill Watterson.
Let me tell you, this is what happens when there's no more fresh ideas. They start rehashing movies. They start rehashing storylines. So all of our new movies and sitcoms coming out are all based on 80s, 90s movies because nobody has written a new storyline. And so therefore, we rehash all of our old storylines or we reimagine them because are we too lazy to come up with our own?
I've read a little bit about it. Most of the conversations I've heard tend to revolve around the fact that your companies want to make bank.
Oh, of
And
course.
So
what
it's about the
sells,
money.
what
Right.
sells is things that we find comfortable, things that we find familiar and reassuring. You go to the multiplex or go to the movies, you're going to see sequels upon sequel upon sequel. Because people want to capture what it was that did something to begin with. Television shows are much the same way. If you consider a serial is just a continuing sequel to the episode before it, so you can find out more about the characters and the stories. Yep.
So you don't want to become a what?
A sweet couch potato.
A sweet couch potato. This is a couch potato.
Imagine-
This is what will happen if you don't have imagination.
Do we look alike?
Isn't that pretty?
That's scary.
That's a good one. It's a sweet couch potato. And
Yeah,
then we
you
have
look eye to eye.
we have the small fry too. Okay, that's you. You can hold that one.
Aww.
And the small fry couch potato and the this must be mama
Yeah.
Because the
couch
thing
potato.
is,
This is what happens when you have a lack of imagination and just go with the flow.
Because in a few hundred years, people will totally forget about it. It's just about what makes money. Nobody's going to be talking about Pop It Fidget. I've watched it go from Among Us to Friday Night Funkin' to all of this stuff, and it's like Beanie Babies. Among Us is the big rage. Friday Night Funkin' is the big thing. And then everything else. And now Beanie Babies. Does anybody know what Furbies are? Well, I barely know anything about it. But if
we don't deal in Beanie Babies.
We don't do Beanie Babies. Don't get the wrong idea. But everybody's like, hey, this is going to be collectible. In a few years, it's worth dirt. Honestly.
Oh no, it sold. We had a Furby. It sold.
Yeah. So, because people won't really remember this stuff. What people remember are the good, fresh ideas and the really good stuff, like Calvin and Hobbes.
See, look at this. A 12-year-old sees this.
Calvin and
An 11-year-old.
Oh, you're not even 12 yet.
I'm 11.
You keep making them old.
So, so this Thursday is St. Patrick's Day. What does St. Patrick's Day mean to you?
All I know is it's a day where people drink a lot of beer.
And that's kind of sad.
So St. Patrick's Day is advertised as a day that you just drink a lot of beer. It is.
Yeah.
It actually
and you
is.
wear green, otherwise you get pinched. And
Yes.
Nicole didn't know this.
I did not know that if you don't wear green, you
So,
get pinched.
we want to make sure that this St. Patrick's Day that you guys are safe.
Yes.
Utilize your designated driver. Utilize your Uber and Lyft.
Maybe look up St. Patrick and see what he's about.
Yeah. Because it's not all liquor and beer.
And maybe don't drink any beer at all.
A lot of snakes.
I mean, have fun.
Oh, yeah.
Get dressed up.
So how exciting. I mean,
Try to find a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow.
Yes.
Like that.
So your comic page is starting to grow. How exciting. We do need more people to jump over there. We want 200 people.
Should I say it again?
Say it again.
Okay. Fourth time is the charm, and now I'm going to get 1,000 people. No, it's 200.
Yay!
But my Instagram, I love Calvin and Hobbes Classic. I always love to be a Calvin and Hobbes fan because it's such great, not many kids know it. There's this girl in my class at Awana's, and I brought a thing of Calvin and Hobbes, and she was like, what is it? And she wouldn't even read it. And it's like, you don't know what you're missing out.
Exactly.
It's like...
Did she even know who it was at first?
She didn't know who it is.
She didn't know who it was.
And people hear in, like, one of the girl, her cousin, and we're good friends, and so she had actually heard of Charlie Brown Christmas, but she didn't know what Peanuts was. You don't know what you're missing out, folks, and that's why I encourage you to, like,
okay.
to look up
It saddens me when I hear that. How old are these people? Just around about.
They're around my age,
Okay.
11 and 10.
When we have 11, 12-year-olds who don't know what the Peanuts are, I mean, we can't lose our history, people. We cannot lose the fact that Peanuts got us started. I mean, we grew up with them.
Question.
Wah, 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 wah.
Have something to say. Yuli, when you do, I don't even know. We used to have newspapers. It's okay. You're fine.
Okay.
We used to have newspapers.
Yep.
We still do. But comic strips and cartoons started out in books and newspapers. And on Sunday, we would get... Yeah, they started comics.
Yeah,
and
cartoons was
political
political.
ones, yeah.
But on Sunday, it would be all the fun stuff. Now, I don't know. Did you ever see the Sunday Funnies?
So remember when he sold us that iron crock pot?
Yeah.
The big one? Well, there was one page of comics in there.
Was that the first time you saw them?
We don't subscribe to the news.
No, I know. Neither, I don't know
But
anybody
see,
who
that
does.
used to be. But when I grew up, that's what what you're talking about. So it's like vintage.
We used to wrap our gifts in it.
Yes.
I saw one who was actually they were selling it. It was about like $300. It was the original from a newspaper, Calvin and Hobbes strip.
Yes, and that's where I ran into. That's how I met Calvin and Hobbes and the Sunday Funnies newspaper.
That's how literally, because that's how, if you know about it or if your grandparents know about it, that's how Calvin and Hobbes first, that's how it first launched. Of course, nowadays, I'm launching mine on Instagram because,
That's the way you do it.
Because nowadays nowadays everything's on a phone. It's like a mini computer you're walking
And
around.
I used to have to wait until the Sunday paper came, and my grandparents or someone from my family would read it to me until
Oh, the horrors.
Yeah, and then when I was old enough, I could read it myself. So when I was your age, I was your age when Calvin and Hobbes was around, when it started, and I was a teenager, and I loved it. That's the first book that I read probably from front to back.
I don't know how I can watch. I mean, I watch episodes from start to end now. We used to have to wait every week for it.
Oh, yeah.
Not anymore.
Like that.
Now I'm like, if it's not all downloaded onto
Just
Netflix
like
or
TV,
something.
we would wait a whole year
So-
to see a special.
You remember the Adam West Batman?
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, it launches an entire season
Or
of
the Mayor of
Attack on
Mohawk.
Titan. If those of you who know what Attack on Titan is, I bet like 25% or like 75% of you know what Attack on Titan is. But Attack on Titan.
It's an anime.
It's
Oh,
an anime.
okay.
So, like, they launch an entire season, but back in the day, you would have to wait every day. And, well, not mentioning the Sunday, the Sunday,
Papers.
no, Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh.
You would have to wait.
I'm gonna
Each
start
day there would be an
singing
episode.
the song in a minute.
That's how,
Capitol Hill.
Oh, yeah.
it's like, same bat time, same bat channel, and so you would have to go at the same time, same channel. And there was unskippable ads. It's not like YouTube today. Unskippable ads. And if you had to go to the bathroom, too bad, because you would miss the entire thing. There was no
It's funny
rewind button.
that you say YouTube, you mean TV.
I mean, yeah.
Okay,
Well,
TV.
Yeah.
you
And
have
I say
skippable
TV
ads.
because back then it was TV, there was no YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah. And we only had
I meant like with YouTube, you can skip the ads.
Right.
Back
Well-
in the day, you can't.
and we
Well,
only had like maybe 10
When
stations.
YouTube first started, you couldn't skip the ads?
You couldn't skip the you could skip the ads. I was
Based on
Television
TV.
commercials.
I was talking about how vintage TV you could
Right.
skip the ads, but nowadays you can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Richard,
Yeah.
is it Richard?
But-
What's the name right there? Who loves Calvin and Hobbes?
Good.
Rennie Bale.
Oh, Renee Bell.
Renee
That's
Bell.
Mickey's
I'm
mom.
sorry.
Hi, Renee.
I'm sorry I misspelled your
No,
name.
that's
I
fine.
mispronounced.
That's
Okay.
that's completely fine. So, thank you.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Okay, is this over?
Almost, yeah.
almost. I know, time flies when you're having
This
fun.
stuff goes by so quickly. So should I show some more of my strips?
Well, I think we will next time.
Okay.
Right now, we gotta wrap it up. There's a couple things we gotta
Okay.
talk about.
So
But,
let's thank you.
Turn around and thank them.
Thank you guys for watching. Before we end, because I forgot to say my Instagram account.
Yep.
Okay, before we end this thing, Instagram account, go check it out. We're aiming for 200. Then
200 people.
or 100. I would be very grateful for 100.
Aw.
Okay,
Additional 100.
additional 100. My Instagram account is T-Rex. T-R-E-X, like the dinosaur, Tyrannosaurus Rex, but it's T-Rex. Underscore is that little line, not a dash, but it's below. Roar, R-O-A-R, underscore, comics, C-O-M-I-C-S. Okay, you can pause the video at any time, take a look. We have a lot of people watching.
Yay!
So, you can pause this video at any time and go check it out. I have some really hilarious strips on there.
Check it out after the video.
And I hope you
It's
enjoyed
live,
them. I
it's not
worked
a
very
video.
hard at them.
Yes.
What's your
Thank
They're
tagline?
very good. What's the
What's your
tagline?
tagline? An 11-year-old artist with
My-
giant vision.
Wait, I have this. So 11-year-old, sorry Dad.
No, that's all right. Go.
11-year-old artist Ulysses who has big dreams and no budget.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like my 20s when I had champagne taste and a beer
Can we
budget.
get the hearts,
Not even a beer
please?
budget.
You want to get some hearts? Can we get some hearts in here?
Oh, you
Yeah,
I
it's
probably
time
got
for
as many
Can we
hearts.
please get some
So
hearts?
thank you guys so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so
Thank you for
much.
having me. I really enjoy doing these things, and I will see you again next
Yes,
month.
yes,
We
yes, you
enjoy
will.
Ulysses very
Yes.
much. Thank
I
you,
enjoy seeing you,
Ulysses.
Nicole.
Yes. Oh, I don't get one.
You left it hanging.
Oh, that's
That's all,
nice. I
You
know.
can wrap it up.
So, thank you guys so much. So, I'm finally having surgery on Friday.
And I'm
Finally.
and I'm very, very grateful because
Oh,
we've been super
So am I.
concerned.
I'm not turning my wrist around on purpose because
Yeah,
I'm
it's
having
kind of
surgery.
like- yeah.
And so, but I will be here next Tuesday, and I just may have a brace or a cast, depending on
we're just
at
gonna
what point I'm at.
keep your fingers crossed, everybody. Send good healing, energy, full recovery vibes and prayers.
But come on in Friday. We will be open. Nicole
Oh,
will
yeah,
be here.
I'll be
Jason
here.
will be here.
Well,
Nikki
I'll
will
be
be
here.
here. And then I will be back on Saturday, maybe for a short term time.
Yes.
But I will pop in, and because it is my wrist, it's not like I'm going in to have the heart surgery.
All
or
right, so
anything.
hopefully you're not in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
So yeah, send lots of good healing vibes and positive thoughts and prayers to this dude here.
And please, on Thursday,
Yes.
be safe. This weekend, be safe. I deplore.
It's okay.
I beg you, please be safe.
Yes. Please, please, please. Yes. We ask you to have fun. We ask you to enjoy your friends and your family.
Come
if
in
you're
and shop.
Irish, yeah. Come in and shop. Pick up some stuff from that reminds you of your heritage if you are Irish.
Bring your kids in.
Yeah, and have a good time, but
Yeah.
please be safe on the roads. And if you are drinking, because it's a holiday that people drink, please use friends, family that aren't.
Yes, wear
And a
green.
Uber.
But we won't pinch
Yeah,
you. I'll
wear
pinch her,
lots of
but we won't
green,
pinch you.
which I never knew that if you didn't wear green, you got pinched.
I'm wearing a Green Lantern ring and a Green Lantern shirt.
See?
Woo!
So you have to wear green too.
You have to wear green. So otherwise, because they won't pinch you, but
No.
I will.
Ah! You can get away with it. You're a kid.
Crushing
So,
your
anyways,
ass.
thank you so much for following us. Tomorrow, this will be on YouTube and on Instagram. Also, jump over to YouTube, give us a follow. Remember, go to Instagram, like us, Time Warp LLC. Go to Instagram and like.
Okay, again, we're aiming for 100. T-Rex _ roar _ comics.
Please!
Take my cows out of milk.
I know, no, never out of milk. So,
Thank you.
always
They're
say
wishing
your,
you well.
always say it. What?
They're wishing you well.
Oh,
for
thank
your
you.
surgery.
Also, follow us here. We will be here next week, and who knows, maybe we'll do a pop-up show like we've been doing.
Yeah, that's fun. I like that.
Yeah, those are always fun. Maybe Thursday night. So,
And thank you, Jason, for sharing
Yes.
all of
You're very welcome.
your thoughts and feelings
and your son.
yeah,
Yes.
your son,
Okay.
but all the stuff, all the smart
What?
stuff you told
I
us
wanna
on the
show
bus.
you something cool before we.
Sure, he wants to show you one more thing
Okay.
before we go. Oh,
I'm
it
gonna
says
see
something
that.
we have.
Oh.
So, anyways,
Wait,
those of you who love strawberry shortcake, we have a ton of strawberry
Actually,
shortcake, and they still smell. It's fantastic. And then, of course, all of the cool
So-
Masters of the Universe. We also have, who is this? The Bionic Woman
Oh,
down
yeah.
there. Did you
Bionic
find it?
Woman. We're gonna Ulysses would
Ah.
like to talk about Legos the next time.
Yeah, but look at
Okay,
this.
and the other thing is that in Las Vegas, sadly you'll have to go to Las Vegas, but they have this Sonic, it's a bubblegum thing, it has trading cards in it.
That's
The original
okay. When you
trading
go there, go to our store there.
cards. Yes. Okay. This is another thing I thought was cool.
I do too.
It's a little miniature Hollywood Emmy. So I just thought this was cool because it's like, dude,
Because he wants one.
yeah, I'm gonna have these.
A real one.
Except, you know, I get one of these because I'm a kid. It's like, oh, you only get like a half-sized one. You're a child.
Oh, no.
No,
So,
no.
That's a good point. Las Vegas. Go to our Las Vegas location on Decatur. You can do Las Vegas Antique Center and Google it. Go on our Facebook. If you're out in Vegas, go there,
Beautiful,
visit them.
beautiful treasures.
Great stuff there. Say hi to Bobby or Colleen when you're there for me. And other than that, I think we're pretty much done. Yuli, thank you so much for coming in.
Welcome.
And as always,
Thank
Nicole.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Have a great night, everybody.
And time to go. Bye, you guys.
Ciao, Bella.